Well, some of you want me to be taping videos, even if I'm doing shopping for my mom, just to get it out there, showing that I'm caring for my mom. So for those of you who've asked for it, we're doing it. And later on, I gotta go on X, talk to YouTube about my videos that I've lost, and see if I can get those back. So, amigo. There's a new tenant. He's Spanish, older guy. He's classic. He's got a perfect personality, man. I've been trying to learn a little bit of Spanish by calling him amigo and stuff like that. It's, you know, and this guy says, "You know Spanish?" I'm like, "No, I'm just messing with you, man. I don't know. I know what some words mean, but that's it." Wow, man. You guys are taking a break right now, but take a look at what this looks like. All this was already, looks like it was already dug up and the pipes were already in. Yeah, they're massive pipes, holy smoke. But anyways, I'm actually heading down to the warehouse. I was supposed to be dealing with the van today, but I've decided to take the weekend, like I previously mentioned. Get this done today and do a few other things I've got to do. It's so hard to get motivated, man. It really is. But one step at a time. So I try and get these videos out to you guys. 360 angle. Now the size of these pipes, you guys, is right there. That's the size of the pipe that is coming in here. Yeah, they're massive pipes. Actually, no, I think they're bigger than that. Gosh, one of the things I really hate is when a person's turning into a parking lot, like just now as I was coming up to the warehouse, and a lady was turning her vehicle, her SUV, looking at her cell phone. I could have got hit if I didn't pay attention. Just inside the cooler right now, I'm going to try and get some cheese. My mom liked this stuff last time, so I'm thinking of grabbing this. I could just go for the big one, but I think this will be fine. Honestly, I really do. She's on it. She's trying to give herself a stricter diet now, instead of you know, she wants to reduce the salts and stuff. So, which I don't blame her. You know, too much salt isn't good for you. Some salt is, right? So, amazingly enough, she even said no to yogurt, which was very, 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 very surprising. Oh yeah, there's nothing here anyway. She likes not that she wants. All right. Got 6 green onions, $1.59. She asked for it, she's gonna get it. Well, I was actually just talking to a guy that was shopping too, an older guy, saying how sometimes the prices here are actually escalated higher than Superstore, where a lot of stuff comes from, right? So it's really something that this store here is supposed to be the cheapest store around, but it is what it is, man. You got to eat, right? So, but it's best off trying to bulk up like you wouldn't believe. Today's shop cost hey, how you doing? About 78. Didn't expect to come here for all this stuff, but I noticed stuff here that my mom wanted. She likes her breaded chicken burgers, so I figured, you know, I'm gonna surprise her with it. You know, that way she could have chicken burgers for dinner or something. There's already a little bit of pasta from what I made last night, so why not have a burger and pasta? So, you know, what a lot of people don't realize is that I get a lot of compliments about my cooking, and so people, like, whenever I've had a sticks and bricks, you guys, and I've had friends over, you know, whatever cooked chicken, if it's turkey, any ham, anything, man. People are like, "Wow, where did you learn to cook?" And I go, "My mom." You know, and I also remember some recipes from when I did work in the restaurant industry, right? But you want to add other stuff to it to make it your own, right? So anyways, there's a fair amount of traffic coming. I'm gonna hang up this for now until we get back. Man, this guy's doing a good job. Holy. Look at this job this guy's doing. Wow. This is excellent. Now he's got the blower out. Dang, man. This looks really good. Taking out the weeds, putting the flowers in. Really nice flower bed. Wow. You wouldn't believe what I witnessed on Kingsway.
What?
Okay, you know where Lane Street connects to Kingsway, interjects? So it's just right in front of, pretty much in front of Dollarama.
Uh-huh.
So this small car was attempting to turn up lane, but you can't because it's a double yellow line, right? And this CRV hatchback, white one, right, comes up and goes this close to his bumper, starts wailing on his horn, right? So the car starts to drive off, he realized then he can't do it, right? Because you're not supposed to. And so the white SUV storms around, like, I literally, as you can see, his SUV go one way and then another. And I'm like, whoa. And so as this guy's creeping up to McPherson, right, Buddy comes right beside him, and literally came like yay close to hitting his side. Road rage. And then he yelled out a racial slur towards the guy, and then he went. And I was thinking, oh, that's just because the guy, misunderstood where he was or something, And I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. I wish I had it on tape. Yeah, massive road rage because a guy made a mistake about where the yellow line was, because 95% of people turn up that way. Some of the times it's just you just wish that the camera was rolling so you could catch these guys in the act, right? But it's sickening with what's going on out there, and that could be part of the reason why there's so many sirens.
That could be.
Because all the road ragers are having no patience with other drivers.
Yeah.
So. And it's sickening with what I'm seeing out there. I've been driving off and since I was 19 years old, and I've never seen it so bad. So.
Guess what? That happens.
Upbringing.
Yeah.
So. Well, you guys, as the rain hit, right? So I had to. I just put away the groceries. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just waiting for the rain to stop so I can get out there and do what I got to do with the van, or I'll just have to wait till tomorrow. It's already 20 to 3, right? There's a game I'm playing, actually. I downloaded it, and it's right here, right? So it's quite interesting. It's called, what's it called? Merge Garden. Right, and you got to finish off the levels as quickly as you possibly can. It's through freecash.com, right? So you get paid a little bit, not much, right? But I also do this on my free time too. In a little bit here, I will be going through the stuff here and trying to get it organized too. I'm just, when I see this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not motivated to do this at all. But I know it has to be done. So, anyways, that's what's going on. The rest of the day is up in the air right now. I know there's football on tonight too, right? So, I guess that's it for now. So, just wanted to get you guys another video. You guys said you guys wanted them, so thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys comment and be nice down there, because everything gets filtered. If it's not, YouTube is strengthening their algorithms and stuff like that because they want to keep things clean, right? So I'm doing the best I can. But this weekend, just maybe, things will work out correctly with the weather and start getting things done. So stay tuned for that. Well, I'm getting things prepared to be put in the van. Those two right there are going to be emptied out. Okay, everything was just thrown in the stuff, and that one right there is going to be dealt with tonight. I've already taken those two off because they were in bad shape, but I'm going to try and see what I can do about resizing those suckers and reusing them, even though they look broken. And then I'm going to be reusing these somehow, put in the van. Thinking about this one here or this one here is going to be for power tools. This one here, maybe it's for, you know, things like that there, right? So ignore all the mess, please. You know, this place is in shambles right now until I get everything organized. So that's my plan. So it's just along the edge there is where I got to put those boards again, if that works out, because that's particle board, right? So trying to figure out how I'm supposed to work that out. And then you see how it's cracked a little bit there? I'm going to be trying to see what I can do about putting that back on the rail in there, because there's a rail, and glue it together so that way when it goes in the van, it won't come apart. So a little bit of work to do tonight. So, but it's all good. So this is all this stuff is going to go underneath the bed when it gets done. Okay, so what I've done here is I took all those parts off, okay, and I've actually gone ahead and glued in there, and same thing is off without above, and the same thing with these other parts here too. So they should be solidified. I'll be nailing these parts in tomorrow. All right, so so tomorrow I will slide the best I can with those other boards, or I'll get some new ones. Yeah, so by tomorrow, say afternoon, I should be able to, you know, make sure that these suckers are on there pretty good and solidified. I want to make sure that they don't fall apart, and so that way when the stuff goes in, right, then you know, like I've got 2 plastic bins over here, right, but all the stuff from these 3 here is in there, so it's going to have to get organized. And I have another plastic actually down in the van right now. So I'm trying to figure out where to put all that stuff. So, yeah, I might actually have to try and somehow build a few more of these suckers. Like, obviously, they're not going to be on rails or anything like that, right? But I'm actually heavily considering taking whatever I can down there of wood and building whatever I need to build so they go underneath that bed there. And tomorrow I will be trying to get those other pallets. I'm going to take those sides down there off, including one down there at the very end, right? And I'm going to put the sides on. Now, it's not going to do much for the next 2 months, but at least it'll be ready to go. So I got a little bit of work tomorrow to do, so it'll be well worth it. And then once all that's done, I'll be happy. And all I got to do is get the wood protection lacquer or whatever it is. And those 2 little units that I already built, I have to finish those. And then that's pretty much it for this. Right? And then it'll be a matter of getting that bed down there and being ready to, well, go out there and do whatever I got to do. So, which won't be until after August 2nd. So, for absolute 100% full time. So, all right. So, until tomorrow. Wow. What a day it is today. This weekend is supposed to be a heat wave. So, I'm going to be keeping myself to an absolute limit because of my back. I don't know what I did last night, but I tweaked it. So, I'm going to do everything I can that is going to be possible. I want to get my gloves on, move things around a little bit. I might have to somehow take some of these pallets apart and build some more of those wooden crates. So this wood actually might still come in handy, because the plastic ones are clearly breaking, okay? And I want them to be into something where I'm kind of screwing and gluing together kind of thing. So when it goes in, and if I open up the lid, I can just look at it and say, okay, that's what it is, right? So, and I might actually be able to, excuse me, maybe even put them just across side by side kind of thing. Like, you know how the bed would go like along here, right? well, I'll put it side like this, so it opens up more space under there, and then I can put my clothing at the very front rather. So now I got to find out where my gloves are and try and see what I can do here. Take advantage of this weather. Now it's going to be sunny probably for the next 8 to 10 hours, right? So, but I'm not doing this all day. I am restricted to what I can and cannot do, but I know I can do workout here like I did before. Oh shoot! I think I forgot the Gorilla Glue upstairs. What I should have done was measured those other buckets. How goes it? Sorry about that, you guys. Hey, how you doing? Ran into a guy whose girlfriend lives in my mom's building, and he was like, "Why don't you put all that stuff downstairs in the storage room?" I'm like, "Bill, I'm not allowed to." And he goes, "What do you mean you're not allowed to? Your family's been here for so many years." I go, "I don't even have a fob and key just in case something was to happen, right?" And he goes, "I do." He goes, "I don't even live here," and I got one. I was like, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "A lot other people do, but for some odd reason, I'm not allowed to have access." So it'd be a lot easier to do, man. I can tell you that much. But anyways, yeah, he was trying to bring up about putting this stuff downstairs in the garage and to get it done. Like, oh yeah, this kind of stuff can't go down there, right? Unless it's being thrown out. And he was like, "Well, that's ridiculous." He goes, "You're here." I'm like, "Oh yeah, but I'm not a resident, right?" So he goes, "But your mom has, dementia and everything else. You could see it." I'm like, I know, but I don't have the say. So anyways, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, looks like I'm going to have to pull out this pallet here. Okay. I'm going to get my gloves. I'm going to pull that pallet. I think, are my gloves upstairs? Oh, yes. No, they're down here. Okay. But the Gorilla Glue is upstairs. So, but the stuff for the actual bed, which is what I'm going to be trying to do today, which is the side ones here, okay? And there's one right there with the circular saw. Those are only parts. And I thought about this last night and then I forgot. I just been so overly whelmed with everything, other stuff that's going on in my personal life, all right? So once I figure out that dimension, figured that out, I have to figure out too the height, right? Because I found out when I sat on, I think it was that one there, my legs, instead of being like kind of like this kind of thing, I was actually kind of sitting up like this, and I don't want it like that. So I have to. It's hard to do, just with the table there. I'm not exactly sure what kind of height I'm supposed to have. So maybe about 20 inches. That thing there is 21. Where's my measuring tape? Is that it? No, where's my other blue bag? I know it's down here somewhere. Yeah. Well, I just measured this bed part here up with the side, with this thing here, and they're almost the same height. I think I'm going to need the bed frame a little bit lower for sure. So I'm going to be taking this part upstairs, and I'm going to measure it with the buckets that I have there and see how much space I really need, and like the ones I've been making, and see, should I put it side by side or above each other? You know what I mean? Like the more space that's taken underneath, the better. And if it needs to go down a certain amount, then I'll do it, because I don't want the bed being too high, because I don't want my head to hit the roof in there. So, all right, so I'll do that first, and then I can measure, and then I could measure up the other one, and then measure up a few more, get measurements. Should have been done yesterday, but with the way I've been feeling, honestly, I just wasn't up to it. So, okay, so let's go get the measuring tape, the pen, measure the bed, and figure it out, and see if we could put something together here. Well, been trying something out here with the bed, and trying to figure out whether or not this would work or not, to be honest with you. Like I said, I do plan on trying to get rid of some of my stuff. right? One way, shape, or form. But I got 3 plastic buckets full of stuff still. One's got a lot of tools in it, whatnot. The other one's accessories. But here's the problem, okay? You see this one here, okay? With the width of that piece there, which is obviously on the bottom, right? Be different here. And not quite big enough down there. There's a possibility. It's either I'm going to have to shorten these suckers up and add more work to the whole process. Or my only other objective would be to, when I do the bottom of the bed, because this is all experimental, right? So my only other objective would be is to put these things down to the right size, right? Because you look at the difference here, right? So what I might have to do is make compartments underneath. That's what some people have done, is just made compartments. I know someone that does truck camping down in the States, in Nevada. You guys probably follow him. And that's what he did. He just made compartments and threw everything in there. So, yeah, I've used up quite a bit of a fifth of my Gorilla Glue. But like I said, this is all experimental to see what will work and what won't work. If these suckers do not work, right, then, yeah, I might just try and use the boards that are downstairs and just, because these ones here are old. We're talking about going back to the early 70s with these ones right here, right? So, yeah. And the only reason why I chose them is because they're lightweight, right? So, yeah, with the amount of stuff that I've got to put underneath there, I am now heavily considering just, yeah, the compartment thing, because this could end up being too much of a headache. And then so that means I'm going to have to somehow make parts that are going to be about 12 to 14 inches. Because when I sit on that bed, it's really not that bad, man. Like, I'm going to move that up. And if I try and sit on here, I know someone else that has one of these vans. And yeah, it's a little bit on the low side. But when you look at the cooker would come up to about here. Or somewhere around there, right? So you want it to be at least half the height. So I might have to go down there and measure up the height. Yeah, see, this is the hard part, you guys. Okay, about having the bed up here, clear at my mom's place, and the van parked out there. There's no garage. Okay, so I can't just hop, skip, and a jump like what you would do in a house. Okay, this is a lot more work and a lot more challenging to get this done. Right, my only other objective would be to say, would be to screw it all and just put the lacquer stuff that I'm going to be getting onto the main board, and then put everything in. But thing is, I don't really like the idea, because those plastic bins down there, I know it looks like crap. Ignore it. It looks like crap right now, because that's what I did last couple of days. Those suckers break like crazy. They're really bad, right? So, I got to figure this out. I've got just over a month to figure it out. In the meantime, I got to figure out what's going to happen with the other wood too. I had a bunch of people actually commenting and saying, as if they were ready to put a complaint in about all the pallets being inside my van. So, like some people have said, this may not work. So, and well, what do you guys think? Yeah, like I said, you guys, if the people around here keep on talking about what I'm doing, I'm going to probably have to stop what I'm doing and figure something else out and try and get rid of all that wood, and then just, it'd be nice to be able to get some kind of wooden drawers or something like that. Hold on a second. Yeah, like I was saying, it'd be nice if I could go to a thrift store and find some wooden drawers, you know, and like, I don't care if they're old or whatever. And then that way I could put them in there and put the bed in and just say screw it all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for that kind of stuff. So if this does fail, I might have to go that direction because, you know, this is a lot of work for a 25-year-old van, right? Especially for a van that is discontinued. Hey, a bunch of squirrels around my van. Look at that. Very rare to see them around there. Anyways, whoops, sorry. So, plus thing is I've got about a month and a half to deal with this. So, and you know, I'm not going to get frustrated about it, you know, because this is a complete learning experience, okay? You know, my trifold is 32 inches wide. So when I do 32 inches wide, yeah, it helps if you unlock it. Whoops. Unlock, not lock. Here we go. Right, so yeah, when I'm talking 32 inches, you know, wide, it means I'd have to somehow get something that's going to be about 8 inches width. That's hard to find. So, yeah, so I'm hoping I'm not going to hit brick walls here. I really hope so. But if I do, I do. You know, like, I got to get this plastic one out. I want to try and organize this stuff anyway. Did I just... Wow, did I just do that? No, I couldn't have. I couldn't have. I did. Left my gloves upstairs. Guys, I think I need to be comatized for like a week for sleep in order for my brain to function. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure this thing. So it turns out, without me measuring properly last time, this ends up being 19 inches. So the bed, if I was to put anything underneath at all, has to be tops 12 to 13 inches. It is doable. And it's just what I'm more worried about is where my stuff's going to go. I don't have a thule. So I would like to be able to put stuff up there because my camping stuff is right here, right? So that stuff there is essential to have available for when you go camping, if you're going to eat indoors, you know what I mean? So that has to be available probably, oh hell, that stuff could probably go inside the cook station. So that can reduce that too. Maybe I should try and work on that right now. Do I have my drill stuff and everything down here? I could probably just get that done and over with. Well, I knew I was going to do a half-ass job on this, right? Because everything I'm doing for this van is just absolute temporary anyway. But when I take a look at the actual work I've done, you guys, there's no wonder I don't go into construction. Okay, now from the distance, you guys can see what I did with that one there. The outside's not even close to being straight, right? And the board on the bottom looks bad. And then the second one here is this one right here, right? I put the board across so when it gets bracketed down, right, then the floor will get used, right? But that's what I'm doing right now. It looks really bad, but on the contrary, it is what it is, as long as it does the job when I'm on the road, right? So someone's getting into it. Oh, that's a new ambulance. Huh. So yeah, I had actually a few people that came by the van that know me, and they've all commented saying, "Why are you doing so much for this?" And I was like, because of the fact that I cannot afford to go out and buy the stuff. I got all this stuff for free. Now I watched the YouTuber who had a 91 van, and he did the same thing. He just threw it together because he knew he was only going to have it for a year or two, right? So I'm more worried about the structure of the bed than anything else. But anyways, so a lot of people are like, why don't you just stay with your mom? And I'm like, no, I'm 51 years old, and I don't want that. I want to be out there on my own. I've been around the area a lot, and they're all like, well, yeah, but with the condition of your mom, right? They only know whatever they know from talking to her, right? So, but no, if anyone's going to look after her long term, it would have to be, professionals, right? So, anyways, so right now as it stands, I was actually looking at this one pallet right here. Right, this is the one I got from the construction. It comes out to about 5'5", roughly. So what I'm thinking about doing is trying to see lengthwise what it comes out to. Come on, catch onto it, damn it. Or hold on a second. So the height turns out to be a 32 on this, so it would have to be chopped down by more than half. So if I was to do something like this, we're talking about yay much, but these boards are sturdier. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking that board upstairs, okay, so that way it clears out more of the room in here. And then I'm going to be probably putting the other pallet that I had there, and unfortunately this one here, back in the van for now. I'm actually considering using those side ones there, because I've got the one upstairs, and put it on the edge, on the end kind of thing. It's hard to say right now. I'm not really sure. You know what, guys? I don't even know what the hell I'm even doing. I'm not a carpenter. And it's so hard for trying to take something upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, right? I can't bring the bed down here. Not right now anyway, right? So, because then all of a sudden I got to take it right back upstairs. So, maybe I should just deal with the one that's up there first, get the proper measurement, but it's going to have to come back down here, and it has to be dealt with. Cut. It's a lot of work, man. It really is a lot of work. I just hope all this works out. So, anyways, yeah, let's get upstairs and see what we can do about that. Well, I'm just doing a little bit of organizing at the moment to see, which side the bad stuff, like, it could be firewood or just simple fact recycling the wood, and so I just ended up putting all the bad wood, or whatever you want to call it, right here for now. And I wanted to see exactly what it would look like in here if I had the bed. And I didn't put the other stand up yet. Shoot. Let me go do that, actually. I'm really kind of curious about it. Yes, I'm wearing my hoodie right now because I don't have sunscreen on. It's quite muggy out right now, so I'm very peevish about my skin, okay? I've had skin cancer before, so let's see. Put this like this. It actually might not look that bad, to be honest with you. Let's see. Like I say, it's all temporary until I get another van, right? But the way I'd be looking at it is like the bed would go right here. Okay, so it comes out to about, I guess, about here kind of thing. And then it goes up about 6 feet. I'm only about 5'10", 5'9", right? So, yeah, there should be enough room to put the bed right along here. And if there isn't, I'll have to chop it down a little bit. So, but it's been no big deal, right? I will have to lay down on it again to find out. But otherwise, yeah, the power station, I would say, can go up there. And that's my cook station right there, right? So, and once they get bracketed in, they'll be solid. They're not straight, but once the brackets are in, man, those suckers ain't going nowhere. To me, it's a work in progress. And then once these pallets are figured out, right, then yeah, Today's only Saturday, right? I think. Or is it Sunday? Oops, can't remember. Either way, within the next day or so, I'll have things figured out for the bed wise, but I have to go measure up the other one, probably bring it down here, figure out which, like, obviously this is going to be, the top part's going to get used, right? So I got to be able to chop it down a little bit, and but I have to figure out about components for that bed. That's the only problem. That's the part I'm having a challenge with right now, is the stuff that goes underneath. Trying to figure that part out. And it's going to be hard to do because if I don't have the bigger pieces of wood to make those compartments, then I have to figure out how I'm supposed to be able to just put those other wood ones in and just maybe make the bed a tad higher. I should go figure that out. So I got 1, 2, 3 pallets. So, and yeah, so they're gonna have to be chopped down to a degree to make the right around the whole bed, right? So it's a lot of work, man, but I think it's just because I feel like it's a lot of work because I don't know what I'm doing. But it's a good thing for Gorilla Glue and screws. Once I would be screwed. All right, so yeah, so it turns out these are 19s. So it means that the wood I have over here, the ones that are going to make the bed frame, okay, have to be about 14 to 14 and a half high. And so that way, because of the trifold I have, which is about yay thick, so that way it gives me enough head space to do whatever I'm going to do in here, right? So I'm gonna go. I got to go to the washroom, so I'm going to go upstairs, grab a drink, sit down for a minute, and then get back to it. I just finished having dinner and stuff like that with my mom. So yes, you guys, I'm up here a lot. For those people who think that I live here, I do not live here. Okay, I've been helping her out. So I'm just looking at viewstats.com. It's actually owned by Jimmy, Mr. Beast, and you could take a look at different websites here, right? So and I just realized how many My Life Journeys are actually out there. There's one called Home as Flicks for a really interesting name. There's a My Life Journey by Jenna. Like there's a whole whack load, man. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get going here. Measurements for the bed for everything that'll be going on will be being done tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I'm gonna try and see what I can do about getting things done. You know, I got that little bit of stuff down there to be done. Ignore the mess there. That's just clothing to wear. It's stuff I really don't wear much, okay? And I had to throw it there for temporary means. But that's the one the one side I'm going to be using. It's going to be going up about 14 inches. So I'll be chopping down there more off, right? And then those boards underneath there, I will be unscrewing those and gluing it and everything. So it's going to be done a little bit different compared to what I originally done. And then these boards here, okay, I am going to glue those on better. That way, when this platform goes on, and then if I sit on it, we should be fine. So, no guarantees of it, but we'll find out. I even might actually consider taking some of the those other parts of the pallets, okay, the ones that are long enough, and actually maybe even put them under here, right? And put it right along in a few different spots so that way it secures it. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. I got a couple ideas. It just matter which one's going to be able to do because, you know, I'm close to 200 pounds, right? So I want to make sure that, you know, if I lay on it, I won't crash and burn. So, anyways, I'm going to get going here. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for another video where maybe I will be doing the bed. So, all right. Talk to you soon.